Welcome to this demo class on object-oriented programming. So myself N. Karthikeyan, Assistant Professor, Department of CSC, Government College of Engineering, Singipati, Tanjavur. In this video, I am going to explain the concept of implementation of a multiple inheritance by using interface technique. But first of all, we must to know what is inheritance. Inheritance is the process of accessing the property of one classes into another. Means access the property of a base classes to the derived class. So we know that there are different kind of inheritances supported by the programming languages: single level inheritance, multi-level, hierarchical, multiple inheritance, and hybrid inheritance. So these are the different type of inheritances supported by any programming language. Okay, so first of all, we must know what is multiple inheritance. So multiple inheritance is the process of deriving a class from more than one base class. Then this concept, this hierarchy is called as multiple inheritance. But normally in Java, the concept of multiple inheritance is not able to implement in direct way. We can able to implement only in indirect way by using the concept of interfaces. Because if you are trying to implement the concept, ambiguity. So one simple example, let us discuss. There is a one base class that is called student. In that there are two derived classes are derived. One is a sim1 and sim2. I mean that here and just I'm going to explain the concept of institutions in the multiple inheritance by using hybrid. Okay, so there is a one base class that is base class. This is a student. There are two more intermediate derived class which is derived from the student. So this is the example for hierarchical inheritance. Then after that, just I'm going to derive a class consolidate from the class sim1 and sim2. So from sim1 and sim2, just I'm going to derive a class consolidate. So this is the concept of multiple inheritance. So more than one base class and one derived class is called as multiple inheritance. Okay, let us check one simple. Assume that there is a simple data member is there inside of the student class that is called as a name attribute. So far here means the value of this name attribute in sim1 is defined as a first year. In sim2 it is defined as a second year. So if you are trying to access the value of this name in derived class, there are two possible values for that same one attribute that is called name. But we know that only one value, that is only one memory which is allocated for this data member for this derived class object. So here there are two possible values we can have. We don't know because we can able to reach a path through the sim1 where the value of the name attribute is first year, and if you are trying to access through sim2, that is called name attribute is second year. But here we are not able to direct a path to that. We are unable to direct a path to implementation. So that there are two possible values there. So that we are unable to store it, which is the value you are going to take override it. So that it makes the error as ambiguity issues. Actually, in Java, the concept means that the compiler not showing ambiguity issues for implementation of multiple inheritance. So that just I'm going to implement the same hierarchy in C++ and show it what is the ambiguity issues. Okay, so let us take our that hierarchy in C++. So these are the header file with the support for C++, and here there is a base class is defined student, and there is created one attribute that is called name attribute inside of the student class. And here just I'm going to create a one intermediate derived class sim1 from the student, and there is another one more class is derived from sim2 from the class from student. So then this is the example for hierarchical inheritance, one base class and more than one derived class. Now I'm going to create a one class. This is a consolidate class from sim1 and sim2. So that there are two more than one base class is there. So that this is the example for multiple inheritance. So while implementing a multiple inheritance, I'm trying to access the value of any property of your base class. So just I'm going to just display. So just I'm going to display the value of name. But even though I don't know what is the value of the name, even if I assume that I didn't access any value, just I can access empty definition, means I'm not accessing the property of base class, the compiler won't make any error message. But if I'm trying to access the value of this variable, it shows an error message that is a member is ambiguous. That means that the name attribute can possible to define two locations. For example, I'm going to define a one constructor here, the same one. So here just I'm going to say that string copy. So destination, it is the first here. The same way, I'm going to define same2 also. String copy for the name, I'm going to define second here. So here we can't able to direct the path for defining the value of this name. So that there are two possible values for a variable. So that in C++, it will be solved by using visual keyword, but Java won't allow support visual keyword, so that it shows the error message as ambiguity issues. Student : name. Because there are more than one possible value for the single attribute. It means a single data member. We have more than one possible value for it. So we have more than one value possible for this, either first year or second year. So that the compiler can understand which is the highest probability we have to use selector, so that it makes the error message that there is an ambiguous value we have for multiple inheritance. So this is the concept, this is the problem issues which arise in the implementation of multiple inheritance. I can show the concept of multiple inheritance here, same thing. So just I'm going to create a class. I'm going to create a class student. So I'm going to create a sim1 from students. Same way I'm going to create another class sim2, and just I'm going to just do the same hierarchy here. But here the compiler won't create error messages, ambiguities. It always show the error messages on multiple inheritance area. So public, I'm going to create a consolidate class. Consolidate from sim1, comma sim2. The more than one classes normally we prefer this comma, separate comma, but actually it won't allow to create. So these are the hierarchy we have: base class. Then the intermediate derived classes is there. That is called sim1 and sim2, which is derived from the student. And there is a one derived class which is derived from sim1 and sim2. Just saved. Just I'm going to compile now. So error messages will be displayed on the comma on the inheritance concept. See that there is a comma. Error will be shown that for after that extent there is no comma for the separation of the class name. It won't allow to define. So that so that the multiple inheritance is not able to define exact way in Java. So the solution for this problem for solving the multiple inheritance is interface. So that means that by using the concept of interface, we are going to achieve 100% abstraction concept. That is called concept of abstraction. So first of all, we must know what is concept. Before talking about the characteristics, just I'm going to define how to define a interface in programming language. So instead of this class, we are going to make it as interface and interface name. So the interface consists of the two fields. One is called abstract method and as well as members, attributes. So it must be a final static members. In default, it is a final static member, and the interface must contain only the abstract method. We know that abstract method does not have any body, that it will be overridden in derived class only. So first of all, I'm going to create one interface. So just I'm going to remove everything. I'm going with one simple interface. Instead of this interclass, we have to use the keyword as interface. Interface is a keyword, and then followed by interface name. For example, my interface name is sample. Here in this case, I'm going to define only one data member here. But if I'm defining a data member like that, surely it makes an error message because it must be a public static and final keyword must be defined. So public static final. So this is the thing. So it means that the variable always must be in a final category on this means of our variable, because it is only the abstraction. Okay, so now the interface is defined, so that if you want to use the class, we have to use the keyword as implements. I'm going to use a derived class. Means if you are inheriting from some other classes, we can use the keyword as X. Here always the interfaces always are all the methods of an interface, so that we need to implement an interface, so that we have to use the keyword as implements. So now I'm going to use the keyword implements. So implements from sample. So I'm going to define a one method. So void display. So just I'm going to display the value of static variable system out.println. It means that here in the derived classes only we need to write all the values. Means all the logic of the interface must be defined. Only interface define abstract. That means it will define only the template. It will not define any logical part. So now I'm going to create an object for the derived class. So then I'm going to access the method of which is present in derived class. So now just I'm going to compile. So we know that if you want to create any attribute, it must be a public static and final property. It means that we must define only the constant attribute inside of interface. So now I'm going to run it. There is no error. So that it display the value of A. So I think so the program is not saved. Okay, so just I'm going to compile. So no error. So just I'm going to run it. So the value of A equal to 10 will be displayed. So now the value of A equal to 10 will be displayed. So if I'm trying to remove this, public static and final. Actually in default it is a public static only. Means that if you are defining any attribute inside of the class, means that in default it will be defined as public static and final. So even just I can change the value from some other value. So just I'm going to compile and execute, so that for if you are defining any attribute inside of the interface, there are three attributes will be added. One is a public, static, and next one is final. Always the final only we can able to define. It means automatically it is a default. If you are not able to assign it, we know that what will happen for assigning a final value. If it is a final attribute, it must have a value. It means an equal attribute at x factor, so that by using a equal, you are going to assign some value for attributes. So I told that there are two possible properties we can able to define inside of the interface. One is attribute that must be in a public static final, and the next one is we are going to define an abstract method. So now I'm going to define how to define an abstract method inside of the interface. So we know that the abstract method is void. And for example, I'm going to define interface display. So it must be a public. For example, if here I didn't define any access modifier, just I'm going to compile and check whether it's allowed or not. Actually, we know that for abstract method, always must be a means for abstract method, the method should not have any definition inside of that part. It will be implemented only in a derived class. So the same concept will be applied here. So that so here I am assigning a weaker access privilege, so that I am going to define public. So that in front of the class definition, we must use the keyword public. So just I am going to compile. So the display in derived cannot implement a display. So just a minute. So it's a public. So So no error. So it will be displayed as usual. That means the value of the A will be displayed. Even if you want, you can do any number, any logic inside of this display method. Here just I am displaying the value of this interface value. So for example, if I have another one more thing I'm going to define. For example, public void get. So like that, I'm going to define some method here. But here I forgot to implement inside of the class, so that it is called partial implementation. So normally it will be allowed in normally the partial implementation of the interface is allowed. That it means that not necessary to implement all the methods. Means that it's not abstract. Implementation of the interface is not allowed. So that we have to define, we need to override all the methods of your class, means all the methods of your interface. It must be implemented in the class, otherwise it won't execute, means it makes an error message. So the derived class means the interface must contain only base class, means it contains only abstract method, so that it means that there is no body will be defined, or it does not have any body, means that logical part is not able to define, so that the definition of these method to be overridden in derived class by using the keyword implement, and the logic must be implemented within the derived class only, so that inside of the interface there is no definition is allowed, and the attribute must be defined as a constant. So this is the way we are going to implement the concept of interface. Now come back to the discussion on what are the different characteristics of an interface. So normally for interface we are unable to create an object. For example, here I am trying to create an object for the sample. I'm going to create an object for the sample. Actually, inside of the interface, there is no constructor is not allowed, and also the object is also not possible to create. Now I'm going to create, and actually the object is created for an interface. So there is no sample is abstract. So we know that for abstract method is cannot be instantiator, means that the instance variable cannot be creator. So for interface will act as an abstract concept, so that we are unable to access the property. Means we are unable to create an object for interface, and same as well as no constructor will be supported by a interface. And also the default access modifier for interface in the method is default and bubbling. And for attributes, there are three attributes is there. One is called public, static, and final for every variables. And all the methods must be overridden in the derived class by using the keyword implements. The functions must be implemented in the derived classes only. And the next important thing, even we can derive one interface to another interface. For example, I'm going to say interface. Assume this method is going to define in interface 2. So for example, Karthik. So my interface name is Karthik. So sample, put a comma. So after implements, then the n number of interfaces are separated by comma. So that just I'm going to interface all the things. So same way, so we can run it, but actually here, well, I'm going to define another one more variable, b equal to 56. Okay, let us check it whether this is possible, whether it's possible to display the value of b here. Check for the compilation. No error. So that these two interfaces are merged, and so that the property of these two interfaces means, see that now the concept of multiple inheritance will be applied. See that according to this, the hierarchy is so sample, so Karthik, so it will be act as an interface, and assume it. This is the hierarchy. So then after that, just I'm going to display as the sample contains a variable A and Karthik contains B, but the derived class to combines A and B. Means for a calculation, just we are combining A and B, but here just I used here just I used to print it. So you can apply any kind of logic by combining this A and B. So this is the example hierarchy for multiple ingredients. So that here by using the concept of multiple ingredients, we are using the concepts. Even if you want, we can use the concept of extends interfaces. Even we are going to use the interfaces to some other interfaces. So it's also applicable to use. So here you can implement only one interfaces because it will be extended. So that extending of interfaces also is possible. So that is no error. So now just combined so that the value of A and B as usual it will be displayed. So from that there are two possible. Even we can create a different interfaces and combine it to the derived classes by using the keyword. We are going to implement all the iterated with a comma. N number of interfaces are separated by comma to another one more interfaces. That is also possible. And the next one is, for example, I have another one more class example, and that is a property we have. So if I want to use this class here, because I told that there is a one class possible to extend. So if you want to combine classes and interfaces for in order to implement the concept of multiple interface, that class will be followed by interfaces. It means that extends followed by implements. So just you can check it. No error, just I'm going to display it. As usual, display the value of A and B because we don't have any logic inside of this class. So even if you want, you can use int C. So we know that the default value of the C is 0 because it is an instance variable. So just if I'm going to display the value of C here. So in a derived class, just I used the value of A, B, and C. So the value of C taken from the class and the value of A and B taken from the ingredients. Taken from the interface. So here here I use the extending interface. So the different hierarchies defined here. So from that we can say that if you are going to implement the concept of interface, it's a multiple ingredients. Maybe you can define as an interface, or maybe we can define as a one class, and the remaining classes must be defined as interface, and the logic of the class must be defined only inside of the derived class, not in base class, because the interface contains only the abstract. We know that the abstract, and here maybe think that if you are putting a bit, so the order is extends followed by implements, because after extends only one classes will be allowed, but after implements more number of classes will be allowed, so that it makes an error message like this. So if always the extend must be first, then after that you have to going to implement any number of interfaces. You can check in. So again the order is changed. So now the errors will be clear, and even just to combine so that all the properties of interfaces and classes are combined. So this is the way we are going to implement the concept of multiple interfaces in Java. So just I can recall once again. So Java is not able to support the multiple ingredients directly because of the ambiguity. It means that for use are possible by using the concept of action. So for interpreter, and the default access modifier is in the default means that for methods the default means public as well as it is abstract. And for attributes, it's a for attributes it's a public and static and final. And override everything, all the methods inside of the interface must be implemented only in derived class, so that the interfaces are reused in the classes by using the keyword implements. Implements is the keyword, then followed by interface name and n number of interfaces. So the syntax for creating interface is interface name. Inside of that, we are going to define a methods and final data members. Means that it only the data member must be an final constants and the methods must be an abstract method. Means that the interface should not have any definition part. It must have only the declaration part, and the logic, everything must be defined only in derived class. And even we can combine both the class and as well as the interfaces, so that always we can extend the class, then followed by the implements. So if we want to use the concept of interfaces in our class, by using the concept of implements only, we are going to implement. And also we can extend that interface from one interface to another, and also we can just we can reuse n number of interfaces by separated by comma. Thank you.